Like, we want a bird ultimate. Who should we choose? Let's choose Phoenixmon. Because you can just kind of take the Birdmon skeleton and add some things to it, and voila, you have Phoenixmon. Compared to Garudamon, where you have to go like, which humanoid Digimon shall we pick that we mimic to make Garudamon? Alright, let's show these two Metal Greymons, one Brachioumon, one Miramon, two Purgatoriumons. There we go. One Ninjamon, 7 Penguinmons. I got a lot of penguin cards. But then again, penguins are related to, but penguins are birds, and they don't have any ducks in this game, so Penguinmon has to suffice. Or, no, I think maybe they added Phoenixmon to give a tease of the Mega before they was officially introduced as VPET, because I think the Megas were about to be a thing, like after Digimon World 1 was released, or like around that time, they were starting making megas. I'm guessing they featured Phoenixmon and one other mega to give a taste of a mega Digimon, but still classify them as ultimate just because that's what the game had, ultimate levels. So I think that is the true reason that they were to be teased of what a mega Digimon is. Like, now that I thought about it a little bit more, I think that is the true reason. Kind of like how Phoenixmon is a solid Digimon, I would say. It's a very solid Mega Phoenixmon. Like, it learns the second best move in Megalospark, and it learns the third strongest move in terms of base power. No, the second strongest move in terms of base power. Phoenixmon does learn that move as well. So if you want an attack that just packs a lot of power, Phoenixmon can learn that skill. Okay, yeah, I have enough for 300 points now. Good. Yeah, now I'm just giving away the new amounts because I don't like seeing the number 9 on them. So, of the two secret ultimates that are technically Mega Digimons, Phoenixmon is the worst of those two. Like the other secret ultimate as a Mega Digimon is better than Phoenixmon. Because I think the thing that holds back Phoenixmon the most is the fact that Phoenixmon doesn't get access to any buffing moves. Since buffing moves are strong in this game, since they are permanent throughout the fight, the buffing moves. And the fact that Phoenixmon lacks any buffing move hinders it a bit. Meaning that Phoenixmon is completely reliant on the stats you have on the Phoenixmon. Whilst other Digimons have access to Oh, is the game stupid? Yeah, the game is stupid. Hang on. The game is stupid. The amazing rod is a key item, yet you need to have a slot in your inventory to be able to purchase the amazing rod, even though it's a key item. By the way, I'll remove the amazing rod from fishing from your items. It's a special item. Yeah. So the game forces you to have a free slot because it's stupid. But yeah, now we have the amazing rod. Sadly, I can't do the fishing one right now because it's time based with when it spawns. So I have to wait for the correct hour to spawn. Yeah, they were. They were held up by duct tape. Alright, let's store some items. Let's start with the restore floppies. I must go Graham. I don't think I need restore floppies anymore. I'm not training the gyms. I don't need a Digipines. And I don't need a defense chip. Let's see how high my prosperity is at though. After recruiting Kakatorimon and Ogremon. Kakatorimon came here and talked about making a statue. A place where you can relax. Demojimon came here and talked about making treasure hunting a full-time job. A big job. Everyone came here and talked about being worried over doing something. I told him to choose a large-scale job. Waymon came here talking about taking the place of a ferry boat. Great! Pokemon came here and asked me to buy his arm. His eyes were glaring. The, the, the prosperity rate of the current city is 36. It's developing well. Yeah, it's another case of just similar names to Akatori and Kakatorimon. I mean, Akatorimon's also one that's used more in other games compared to Kakatorimon. So it's very easy to think Akatorimon is the original and Kakatorimon is the recolor. Because they just like using Akatorimon more than Kakatorimon. Yeah, it is weird that Akatorimon is used more. Okay, I thought I could do something here, but apparently I couldn't, so never mind, I guess. I guess I have to wait a little bit more. Bum, 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 bum. Right. The poop that Garurumon did back then when I was carrying all the dirt. I think it's because Akatorimon's just, I don't know, it looks better. What? Ugh. Stupid Gotsumon can't make up its mind where it's running. Yeah, but Akatorimon and also the color scheme with it being orange, with the tip of the feathers lends more to be able to say stuff like, it's a, huh, well, this is an interesting glitch. I'm not sure if you guys see this, but look, there's a happy mushroom under the TV screen. This is a very weird glitch. I've never seen this before. I didn't even think this was possible that they could still spawn items under the TV since the TVs never disappear. They're always there. So, no, I could actually reach it? Huh. I guess it wasn't a glitch. It just looked very weird. Calling me surprised. Guess I wasn't expecting that. You know what? Let's fight this much Digimon. He will probably teach me a buffing skill, and I want a buffing move. Teach it to me, mud man. He used it so I can learn it. I like Mud Digimon sounds. Dang it, I didn't learn it. Oh, there's two more of them, so let's try this again. It's always free to only fight one of them. No, it isn't. If I fight these, it has to be both of them. Because I'm pretty sure Akatorimon is also used a lot more as a Muchimon pre-evolution. And Muchimon being in the Digimon card game manga means that Akatorimon also gets more recognition from that. Compared to Kakatorimon, who I don't think is being used as an evolution of anyone specific for anything major. And I think the only big thing Kakatorimon has done is be the first punching bag of Marcus in Data Squad, and then be a villain in Digimon Adventure. I think those are the two biggest things Kakatorimon has done, compared to Akatorimon being used for like evolution lines for Muchumon in both mobile games and for our manga even. Oh, come on, Squall Is it the name of the move? That's why you don't want to learn it? Because it's called muscle charge and you feel offended by it because you're just a walking pile of bones? Is that why you don't want to learn it? But you can use it, so you have uh, some sort of muscles in your bones. So be a good little skeleton and learn muscle charge. Now, there's an agenda as to why I'm walking here. It's not necessarily to learn muscle charge, it's just a side job. But the main reason I'm here in this screen in particular is because there is a recruitable enemy here, or recruitable Digimon here, that is a percentage chance of spawning in this area, and I'm hoping I can luck into it. I honestly don't know what the canon line for Parrotmon would be. I mean, I assume it could have Akatorimon as a champion. So I guess that could be a official line for Parrotmon to be Muchimon to Akatorimon to Parrotmon to Frostmon. Or I guess it could go from Bergermon. It could probably be like Biomon, Bergermon, Parrotmon, Frostmon, or Falcomon to Kakatorimon. And I don't mean just the sixth Falcomon, I mean the Falcomon that was used in, well, the Digimon game that should not be named. Please be kind to me, game, and spawn this enemy. I'll have to get this recruitable at some point. Yeah, they could also just reuse the Dawn Dusk line to go Mucho, Akatori, Parrot, Eagle, yeah. Now, I think the more interesting question is who would use an ultimate for Zanbamon? Because Zanbamon is gonna be in Time Stranger. So they're obviously gonna do Kotemon to Musiamon. Then Musiamon has to digivolve it to something that can go into Zanbamon. And I wonder who are they gonna have to bridge the gap between Musiamon and Zanbamon? Yeah, they could do that. If they have Vajramon, then that could mean that they have all the Devas in Time Stranger. Because it would be odd if they added only Vajramon, not the other Devas. I could also see them use Asuramon, because they could also use Azuramon as an ultimate for Volcanusmon, solely because Azuramon has many arms, Volcanusmon has many arms. Yeah, I know Dawn Dusk only had a few of the Devas, but I was thinking of Time Stranger. Since they gone out of the way to make sure all the O2 armors are in the game, that means they really are focusing on using entire groups and not just part of groups. To me, it feels like that is the focus of Time Stranger, to not leave any one member out. I'm clearly not having any luck with this one spawning. I'm just gonna try once more. Well, okay, I'm clearly not meant to get this one yet. Now, Skullbaluchimon could be an interesting choice. But I think it's almost guaranteed that Skullbaluchimon will be in Time Stranger. Since they were planning on using Skullbaluchimon for Cyber Sleuth, And I doubt they would just abandon the part the partially worked on model for Time Stranger. So I believe Skull Bellucimon is gonna be in Time Stranger. So even though it's an odd choice, I could see them do that. Use Skull Bellucimon as a Zambamon evolution, which focus more on the skeleton aspect of Zambamon. Since Zambamon is a well, the corpse of a samurai fused with the dead remains of his horse. Yeah, Vajramon does make the most sense. Yeah, because, well, centaur like being wielding swords, turning into well, a horseman wielding swords. Alright, you sleep now, Skull Greymon, and I should now be able to fish up that thing. That makes it easier if you have an amazing rod, which is in this Dragon Eye Lake. I'm just gonna see if he spawned. You're supposed to be able to see a giant shadow in the lake, like a gigantic shadow, if he spawned. I don't think he spawned. Nope, he did not spawn. And what type of fish loves the happy mushroom? What? Huh. Oh, Digitrout loves happy mushroom. Good to know. Okay, so I have to wait like a little bit before he spawns. Should be here soon though. I guess one other that I could think of that could work as a Zambamon Evo is the I don't recall its name, but it's like a dead samurai that they introduced for Ghost Game for that anime. I think that one could also work as a Zambamon Evo, but I think he's too recent to be in Time Stranger. But I think that Digimon is one that could work as a Zambamon evolution. You spawn now. Yeah, now you spawn. Now you spawn. Alright, giant meat. Go. There we go. And now we wait. Because that gigantic shadow is what I want to fish up. Hang on, wait a minute. Is my inventory full? No, it isn't. Just had to double check. Isn't fishing fun in games? Especially when they're just a little game of patience.